on?
Well, we're down to the 11th hour.
We are.
Paul. Yeah.
It's a big day Saturday.
Big day Saturday.
Opening day for Maine residents.
Yes. Yeah. So it'll be a busy month and a half.
Yeah, well.
Starting Saturday.
Well, October was a busy month.
Yeah, not so much for me. I didn't get out as much as I anticipated.
I've hardly shot any birds this year. I think I've shot 2.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
Everyone,
yeah. Well, you're last in line in your group. You have to take a seat at the end of the line.
Yeah, I don't care. I'd rather.
Absolutely.
They've had a really good fall.
Yeah.
We just finished. It'd probably be our last trip with the kids bird hunting, and Annabelle shot 2 birds on the last day.
Yeah, that's amazing, Paul. A little 8-year-old girl with a little
22 peep sight.
Little 22 to shoot 2 birds. That's there's not a lot of people that could do that.
I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, I don't know if I could either.
The first one she shot in the head.
Yeah.
And we were practicing earlier. I was just telling you the story. We were practicing earlier that day. She was hitting cans with it pretty consistently. And if she missed, it was not by much. The margin of error still would have taken care of a bird. And she shot one. And then a little while later, we were going up around the corner of a road, and we kind of cornered a bird in a patch of woods. And she got that one.
She's all about that, isn't she?
She is right now.
Yeah, she's all about the bird hunting.
She looked at Lydia, who's our oldest. She's 11. She's like, "I broke your record, Lydia."
Yeah.
Lydia's like, "I don't care."
She's got 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lydia has 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fun.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, like you say, Paul, that those memories, my goodness.
Yeah.
I still have, great memories of my first bird.
Oh, yeah.
I was 8 or 9 when I shot my first bird at the camp, so I never forget that.
Yeah, so it was a good time all the way around. We almost came out early, too, and because we had stuff to take care of, and decided to stay that one last night, and thank God we did, because it was a lot of fun. But
so overall, Paul, you were out. You spent a lot of hours in the woods and in the deep woods. How was the bird situation for you?
Mediocre.
Yeah, mediocre.
Good days and bad days.
Yeah.
Some days we
probably more bad than good, though. Yeah. I mean, as far as seeing a lot of birds, you had some days where you saw some birds, but
yeah, it wasn't
more days, that you saw.
Few and far between.
Not many.
One of the deals is I couldn't get out and walk.
That's right. Far. You're limited in
yeah. And trying to make it good for the kids. We did run into a couple. They had the right idea. They were from downstate, and they were asking about a couple different roads. They basically had a map out, and they just were looking for roads that you couldn't drive, couldn't access, looking for places that bridges are out.
Right.
And walking. And they said the day before they went 13 miles.
Wow.
With their dog, yeah. And so they were asking, there's a road up behind us. They're like, "Can you drive that at all? Is it accessible?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, you can go quite a ways."
So let me ask you this. Did they tell you how many flushes they had that day?
No, I think they said they got 3 the day before with their dog.
Yeah.
That's over 13 miles.
Yeah. But they're probably shooting them on the wing, aren't they? Or
maybe. I'm not sure. I didn't really get into it with them. They said their dog was 7, and they said she was feeling it. Or it was a boy. He was feeling it last night after 13 miles of walking. So I hope to do that a little bit this week. Get out and put some miles on.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the this time of year after they've the drivable roads have been hammered so hard that you really need to get off to the side, and you can get into places where literally nobody's hunted.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you're willing to work and walk, and
there was one road in particular, man, it's getting hammered by guides and people with dogs. I feel like everyone and their brother stops there and it's not a very long road. And I just kind of chuckled to myself. I'm like, if people really knew how much this road was being hunted,
right?
Like, you probably wouldn't spend as much time there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It just blew my mind.
Yeah.
How hard it was being hit with dogs. And I know there's a lot of room to hunt
A lot of roads.
Probably.
Right? Yeah, there's a lot of elbow room.
And, try some other spots. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, man, this really hot spot here.
Yeah. So I went out Friday, and it was more to check trail cam spall than to bird hunt, although I took my shotgun, obviously, and if I'd seen a bird, I'd have taken it. And I stopped, and a couple had stopped and talked to me there. He's the guide from Grand Lake Stream originally. I think he says he lives in Herman now. And they come up quite a bit, and they haven't seen, I think he said he's seen a total of 17 birds this fall. And they were staying in Eagle Lake. And, Greg James and his wife, nice couple. But he seemed like he took it fairly serious, the bird hunting, he didn't, from what his experience was, there wasn't many birds.
Yeah.
And that's my experience, but I hunted around camp and get a lot of traffic and and moose hunting and stuff. Like this is another moose week.
Yeah, we were coming out and I totally forgot what day it was. I'm like, what's up with all the vehicles here?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, we have a cow week coming up.
Yeah, well, that's the way it was Friday. I thought, well, I won't see many vehicles Friday. And I was seeing vehicles everywhere, and I'm going, well, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I find out from you that it's Youth Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I told the kids we get out Friday. I'm like, everyone needs to have all their orange on because today's first day Youth Day. So did you see anything on your trail cameras?
I was very disappointed, Paul. I got 5 cameras out, and I had deer on 3 of them, but I only had 1 buck.
Yeah.
I only had one buck.
I don't think there was much moving.
Yeah.
The past week, because I got back. I was thinking about it today or this morning. I was like, I didn't see hardly a living thing when we were up there. We were up there for 4 nights, and I didn't see a moose. I didn't see a deer. I hardly saw a bird, and it was the weirdest thing. I was like, man, all season long I'm seeing deer and moose, and then it just was like dead silence for 4 days. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, so I was rather disappointed, and you talk about putting a game plan together for deer hunting. And,
that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, man, I don't have a. There are some years that I have a good idea, maybe where I want to start and stuff, and but
get the magic 8 ball out.
Well, we do that, and we know that we could end up in just about anywhere, and things play out through the season.
Yeah,
we really don't know until you spend some time on the ground and a lot of time, and you adjust as you go on the fly. You know?
And actually, that was my title for this podcast: "Expect the Unexpected."
Yeah,
because I got a lot of ideas, a lot of things that I want to do. But the first thing is, as I was thinking about it, I do it every year. It's like, what are my goals for the season? And it's more than just shoot a deer.
Yeah,
shoot
for
a big
sure.
buck. I was sitting up at the tent, and because I'm in deer hunting mode now. Because Lacey kept saying all week, she's like, "You're not even bird hunting. You're looking at deer tracks. You're backing the truck up and stopping to see if that was a deer track."
Right.
And the woods just look like deer hunting now.
Yeah.
It smells like deer hunting, and it feels like it. And I was sitting there, and I was like, I still can't fully articulate why I like it so much. It's really hard to, because sometimes if you get really thinking about it, you're like, why do I enjoy all of this so much?
Right.
And it's a complex answer.
Yeah.
But for me, my goals for every deer season are, I love being out in nature. I love getting out in the woods. And I love camp life. I love snow. I love hunting on snow.
Right.
I like the health benefits of it. Even just going us bird hunting, the kids act totally different. After, say, we get to the woods for a day and they've got no devices or anything, there's a whole change in their behavior. And they'll usually, the first few hours we're there, the first day, you start getting I'm bored. Particularly Bo. He's a 5-year-old boy. I don't know what to do. I'm bored. And then let him be bored for a little bit. And then all of a sudden you don't hear a word from them and they're building a cabin.
Right.
Or Bo spent 2 hours playing in a mud puddle that had half dried up and it was thick mud. And he had a stick and his rubber boots on and he occupied him for hours.
Yeah, make your own fun. We did the same thing growing up. So,
and the other thing when I'm thinking about, and this is more, I guess probably more for me, maybe other people can relate, but I spend most of my life being analytical with things. My plan for deer season isn't overly analytical.
Right.
I don't spend a lot of time. We did a podcast on like information overload. And a lot of people, and maybe this is a part of their life that they want to be analytical and spend a lot of time analyzing their deer season and how they're going to approach it. But God, you can get into everything from hunting the phases of the rut to patterning deer to how to do this to how to do that. And that just doesn't do it for me. I don't want to spend hours trying to come up with some systematic approach to my deer hunting. Because it just seems cold to me.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoyed like having my deer season be fluid and just kind of happen and kind of unfold.
Well, that's exactly how it works for us, Paul.
Yeah.
Because we literally could be, when you stop and think about it, we could be a lot of different places.
Yeah,
a lot of miles separating one place from another. Scouting is always a situation where we do it on the fly during the season. That there have been times, very few, where we hunt and the way we hunt, where I thought, you know what? I got a plan, and it looks like it's going to work. 2012 is one of the few times that I can think that I had a trail cam set on a scrape, and there were like 7 bucks, and I had hundreds of pictures of bucks on that scrape. They kept coming back, but there was like 7 different bucks, and we had just come off some really tough years from that 2008 or 9 to, we had some really bad winters. So we had... Seeing that many deer in one spot on a trail cam was like, wow, and I had literally called you up on a Friday and said, come up if you can, because I think we got a good shot at shooting a deer in this area. And
you did.
Doggone, I did the next day.
You basically told me, I'm going to shoot a deer tomorrow.
Yeah, I was pretty confident that there was so much activity in that area that I had a really good chance to... You couldn't come up. You were busy. Life was in the way. But, that was one of the few times that I can think of where, I had a really good idea what I wanted to do and a lot of confidence. Because this year, like I say, I've got trail cameras out and there's not a lot going on in any of them. And who knows where I'll be the first day.
Yep.
It'll work out through the season. We know that.
Yeah.
We know that we'll work it out.
That's one of the things that, because again, like I said, so much of my life is spent kind of very scientific,
right?
Very analytical. Deer hunting's a break from that.
Yeah.
And I like the kind of going with the punches.
Yeah.
Like, I'll have a rough game plan in the morning every day, and we'll kind of touch on that in a minute, but very seldom does that get very far.
Right.
Usually something happens, something comes up, something come across a deer track, or, sometimes you get up in the morning and you just kind of get feeling, I want to go over here, or I want to go check this area out, or, you just never know. And I like that part. That's one of the reasons why I like deer tracking so much, is because there really never is a solid plan with it.
Well, with snow and deer track, that changes everything.
It does.
That changes everybody, and anybody that's a deer tracker, that changes they're going to go out and they may have an area that they want to look at, but I mean, when they come across the deer track,
they never make it there.
Yeah, they may come across that before they ever get to the place they want to hunt and say, this is a good, nobody's in here, nobody's looked at it, and it's fresh and big enough. And
so deer season, you can get, in my opinion, overly analytical and get analysis paralysis almost.
Yeah.
And for me, it's almost like I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I want to enjoy the whole thing, enjoy the whole process, and there's no pressure.
Yeah.
Like my goal is I want to shoot a deer, but if I don't, it's not all loss. I'm going to enjoy every moment that I can in the process, because one thing and as you start to get a little bit older, you realize the importance of time, and time is finite.
I've used up most of mine.
It's not a limitless commodity. And
I've used up most of mine. So,
and some people would argue, like, for instance, I like to say you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. You cannot make more time.
I tell people that. I retired young for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so time is precious, and the season goes by so quick that I try to just savor even the crappy days.
Yeah.
And
that's the key to it. That's one of the major keys to our success. And Paul, is you want to put time in the woods, and that's gonna up your odds.
Yeah.
The longer you're in the woods and good woods, that have deer in them, the better chance you are of running into an opportunity.
Yeah.
So,
and one thing that I try hard to do is, we talk about time spent in the woods, but the quality of your time and effort, there's a difference between, you hear a lot of talk in society about time management and stuff like that, being efficient with your time. But I think more importantly, you should focus on utilizing your time most effectively.
Absolutely.
And so one of the things that I can think of for me is, like, when am I the most productive? When am I the best at whatever it is that I'm doing at that point in the day, and use that time of the day to do that thing that I'm going to be the best at.
Yeah. It's funny, Paul, we talk about plans, and, we have friends, deer hunters, relatives right here that their plan is etched in stone. They know exactly what they're going to do from the first hour of the first day until they either get a deer or the last hour of the last day. They know exactly where they're going to be day in and day out. They're going to be watching and there's plenty of them around here. There's plenty of people around here, and their plan is so etched in stone and so defined.
My father-in-law is like that.
Keith is one.
He's got a plan for the season, and he'll stick to it.
He'll stick to that plan.
Season.
And his plan is literally in that much space.
An 8x8 box.
Yeah, well, he's only taken up maybe a foot of it.
A little corner of it.
A square foot.
Yeah.
And that's where he'll be, right in front of the window. And, it's funny how different we can roll in the same area. We could be in a different county.
Yeah.
We could hunt in a different county.
Now it just dawned on me what I want to talk about.
Yeah. Hundreds of miles away. And we don't even know, are we going to be there Saturday? Are we going to be here Saturday?
No, it's fantastic. It's very freeing.
It's totally, all the deer trackers can understand that, because they do the same thing. A guy from Vermont, he's going to spend time probably in Maine and New Hampshire and maybe muzzleload in Massachusetts and his home state. They do a lot of different, in a lot of different places.
So, one thing that I did want to mention, though, about being analytical is I do a lot of contingency planning.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is try to plan my season out so I can get the most time hunting.
Right.
And try to eliminate anything that could ruin my hunt.
Right.
So I was going through a list of things. there are things like, so access to where you want to go hunt. That can change because we had a couple things come up. I was looking at a couple different spots I wanted to hunt or wanted to go check out throughout the season. And one way that I wanted to go really isn't accessible anymore. The bridge is questionable. And because it kind of went through an area that I was like, well, there's a lot of deer sign through there too. I can spend time going around to that spot. So I'm like, okay, I really can't go that way. The other thing was logging operations that are active. There's some new logging operations that have just popped up.
Yeah.
So knowing about those, because I could just see myself going first thing in the morning, all excited to go hunt, and there's equipment in the road everywhere.
Yeah.
Now you're out of luck. The other thing was there's one spot I want to check out, especially if we have snow, that I've seen some deer. And it's like, what would be the best use of my time to get there? It's going to take me about 30 minutes either way. One, I could walk, but haven't seen a lot of deer sign in that 30-minute walk to there. The other way is to drive, but it kind of goes a circuitous route.
Right.
It's about 10 miles longer, but it's going to be about the same amount of time in the morning, but it goes through some pretty good deer country, which if there's snow, I may not even make it over there. You come across a nice deer track.
Right.
So you're kind of thinking about stuff like that in the morning time. Weather's another one. Like, what am I going to do if it's really warm or if it's really windy? Because I don't really like hunting when it's windy out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you care.
No, I don't. No, not if it's really, really windy.
It kind of makes me mentally fatigued.
Yeah.
When the wind's blowing like crazy.
Yeah.
It's like everything's moving. And I tend to get kind of...
Or a downpour,
yeah. We've done that.
We've done it, yeah.
Although the deer you shot last year, that wasn't a downpour.
No,
it was steady.
Yeah. Not a heavy rain by any stretch of the imagination. But there again, that place has changed. That's all cut.
Yep.
That's gone this year. Doesn't mean the deer are gone, but you're going to have to hunt it differently, And then you're going to have to deal with the probability or possibility of somebody being at the spot you want to hunt.
Yeah. So having a couple different options.
Yeah.
That are, you put all your eggs in one basket and you get out there in the morning. It's like, what do you do with the rest of your day?
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to figure out, okay, how can I prevent my day from being totally
washed
ruined?
out?
Equipment failure.
Yeah.
Like your vehicle breaking down, stuff like that. This is the time of year that I kind of do all my maintenance right before deer season. And Lacey gets up. She doesn't get upset, but she gets she'll make comments like, you seem to plan everything around deer season. So all your maintenance and stuff going into the vehicles, she's like, is just before deer season. So you can kind of go through everything.
Oh yeah. Well, if you were a farmer, you'd be doing the same thing with your equipment right before harvest or planting. You'd be going through your equipment. We want to make sure our equipment's not going to fail us. Or
so imagine 3 inches of fresh snow on the ground, and I'm sitting here with a truck that won't start, or a dead battery, or another thing I've thought about a lot in the past was gun failure, because I really only had one gun that I would bring with me, and that always kind of sat in the back of my head. What if something happened to my gun? What's my plan B? I never really had a good plan B.
No.
I do now. I bring the 7600 with me as kind of a backup. They're shaped about the same, a little bit different handling.
It'll do.
It'll work.
Yeah.
It's better than what I had
for
a plan B before.
Yeah.
Movement changes, especially with the weather. Because one thing that can bugger up our hunt up here, and it's happened before, is if we get a lot of snow early, and this is the worst case scenario, at least for me. I just absolutely despise it. Like, we had 2 big snowstorms. We had one, what was it, the end of October? One year we got dumped on.
Yeah.
And then another one, like early November.
Yeah.
And we had 2 issues come deer camp. We couldn't really get into areas we wanted to hunt.
Right. Mobility was an issue.
There was so much snow.
Yeah.
And it'd get packed down that you'd basically get stuck.
Yeah.
And then 2, all the deer were headed to the yards.
Yeah.
Everything was headed out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Early.
Yeah.
And it was frustrating. I tracked some deer a long ways, and you would just get on a buck track.
Yeah.
And where would he go? Is right over to a migration trail.
Yeah.
And
I remember, one year, and I think that's the year you're talking about. The deer were going across migration trails like crazy. It was Veterans Day.
Yeah, it was early.
And I've seen Veterans Day, the temperature be 70 degrees, and it was below, like the temperature was getting below zero at night, and we had lots of snow, and the deer were moving out. And like you say, you're left with two problems: getting around in the woods, and just a lack of deer, having most of the deer gone. And I remember, a few years back too, that we get in and to muzzle loading, and I hadn't had a deer, and we got 20-something inches of snow on the ground, and I was done.
Couldn't get anywhere.
No, you couldn't get off the main road, So, and even if you did, you weren't going to find deer tracks because the deer were all gone.
They'd all gone to the yards.
They'd migrated. So
then and people know that when the deer are headed to the yards, and then you start getting everyone lining up on these migration trails.
Right.
And I was younger. My first experience with that was, I remember thinking, oh, cool, look at all the deer tracks.
Yeah.
You get on one and it gets onto a migration trail. And after about the second road I popped out on.
Yeah.
And there's a guy standing there. I'm like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, no, you can. We learned real quick. You don't want to be walking the migration trails because the deer are gone. They're headed out.
Yeah.
And you're just going to, and there's roads everywhere. So every half hour you're going to come across the road.
And there was a person sitting there.
And there's a truck sitting there with a person in it.
I'm like, I don't want to get shot.
Right.
So what's your plan for hunting?
Well, that's like I say, I don't really have a plan. I don't know even exactly where we're going to be the first.
Fly by the seat of your pants.
We get a few camps that we can choose from.
We got a lot of options.
So, and they're hundreds of miles apart.
Yeah.
And that's how we hunt. So we're free range for sure. We can be in a lot of different places on any given day.
So mine is, I kind of break it down into two things. What am I going to do when there's no snow? And then what am I going to do when there is snow?
Yeah.
And the no snow thing is, oftentimes there's a lot of scouting that goes in.
It's exactly what I'll be doing. I'll be looking.
I love to roam and love to wander. Mm-hmm. And even if you get into areas, you never know what you'll find.
Right.
And even if you get into areas where, I didn't see a lot of deer sign, but it's never, not all is lost.
Right.
You know where not to go when there's some snow.
Right.
But you always see something cool. But yeah, I've got some places that I always find myself on those days when there's no snow and I want to get out and still hunt. And I think you've done a lot of the same thing, is oftentimes where there was historical deer yards or where there are deer yards tends to be along a body of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it tends to be really quiet and good walking. I love streams because they can't cut into a stream. So usually you get some good woods there, especially if it was at one point a deer yard or is a deer yard. And then oftentimes you'll make your way up to, there's constantly cuts being made, and you can kind of make your way up onto the edge of a cut, stay along those edges. And for me, when there's no snow, that's a great way for me to spend my day and cover some ground.
Yeah.
And kind of do a big loop. But I've mentioned before, oftentimes I never complete that loop because I get curious by something else.
You get diverted.
Something comes up.
Right. You get diverted. That happens all the time.
And but yeah, I love down along bodies of water and streams.
Yeah.
There's one in particular that I really want to go spend some time in because I saw quite a few deer.
Yeah.
In around it.
Did you check your trail cam?
I did. There was nothing going on.
Wow.
Yeah. But there was fresh deer tracks, which will bring me to my next point, is I saw a lot of fresh deer sign. Well, actually, so we went into a couple ponds, a couple different lakes, and water was so low.
Yeah, just at the lake.
There was one lake that we were at in August, and I got there and I couldn't believe how much of the shore was exposed. We walked like right down the shore bed, all around the edge of this lake. So all kinds of deer sign.
Yeah.
And so one thing that was in the back of my mind is we've been in a drought. So water sources would be a good, this time of the year.
Yeah.
Middle of the summer, I mean, especially June and whatnot, deer get a lot of their hydration from
plants,
from greens.
Yeah.
But look out there right now.
There's nothing green.
There's nothing green.
Not much.
We've finally been getting some rain.
Yeah.
But like we had a water hole at one spot there. One year it was a drought. And that was the main highway going into that place.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
Have you been there this year?
I have not been there.
I'd be kind of curious.
Now I don't think. Now we've had enough rain.
We've gotten a lot of rain.
There's although it hasn't really affected the level of, like you say, the lakes and
ponds.
No,
I couldn't believe
how
low it was,
but the water's available now in the woods and trickles and puddles, and it's pretty. Yeah, there's no problem finding water for a deer now.
And the southern part of the state had more of a drought than we did.
They did.
Yeah.
I think they were more severe than the northern half.
And one thing about Maine, especially northern Maine, is it seems like there's water everywhere.
Yeah.
You can find water relatively easy, but I've this late summer, early fall, I've seen nice bucks along edges of ponds and seen a lot of good sign.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good place to start out spending some time. And as the season goes, that can change.
Oh yeah,
I mean, those pockets
absolutely. Yeah.
It was funny. I was reading Derek's journals from the old days up to deer camp back in the 80s and 90s, especially the late 80s. Seemed to be a lot of. And it's always been common knowledge, but it's always good to read about it, to kind of reinforce it. But it was the same concept up at camp then. The group of guys, there was about 6 or 7 of you guys.
Yeah, up to 9.
Yeah, and it was always like, well, we're still working out to figure out where the pockets of deer are.
Yeah.
You know, we were three of the guys were over in this area, didn't see any sign. 3 of the guys were over here. Ooh, yeah. Or we talked to the ranger and he was saying he was seeing sign.
Yeah.
You know, and even so we consider the late 80s, in that area, a lot of deer, but there were still a lot of areas with no deer.
Right.
You know, and you would spend a good 2 or 3 days kind of honing in on where all the deer are.
Right.
And then start hunting.
Yeah.
Which I had to laugh because the first few years you guys went up there, you only went, 3 nights or something? It was like
basically, we'd go up Wednesday to Saturday, Paul.
So you're just starting to get a feel for where the deer are.
Yeah.
2 to 3 days of good solid.
Maybe go up Wednesday night and we'd hunt the Thanksgiving Day, Friday, and Saturday the last day.
And come out Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even then I'm like, that's not much has changed in that realm of things.
No.
It's still the same. You spend, and we've said it before, week 1 is different than week 4.
Absolutely.
What's going on.
Yeah.
But when there is snow, I usually have, like I said, I was kind of formulating a plan as far as one spot I want to go to. What would be my best way to get in there? And, do I want to spend my travels where there's the most chance of picking up a deer track?
Right.
Right. And, or just hike it in, which would be shorter, but may or may not. So I don't know. I still haven't really, I guess the first few days that I hunt, I'll start to figure that out.
Yeah.
That's kind of how the season unfolds anyway.
Yeah.
You may have a rough plan etched out starting the season, but
you got to be somewhere.
You got to be somewhere. You got to adjust to what?
You got to go. You got to make a choice right off the bat. You got to be somewhere, and then you're absolutely right. That somewhere usually doesn't end up where you kill your deer.
No.
That usually where you, and I think back to 2023 when you killed that big buck and that was, we had no idea. We ended up there.
No, there was
at the dead end road on a new cut, and we thank goodness we had a little bit of snow, so everything was you could see everything, and
snow is a game changer.
Yeah.
We had, so that morning we had snow, couldn't find a deer track.
No.
Which is so common. You get a snow, especially if it's fresh snow. You get that first snow of the year. Like there was a place we were hunting back in the, it must have been late 90s, early 2000s. And we had a good little pocket of deer. And early in the week, it was warm. Seen lots of deer sign. Jumping deer. I've seen some deer. We finally, later in the week, get some snow. And you get out there and you would think there wasn't a deer within 100 miles.
Yeah.
Couldn't find a deer track.
Yeah.
And that morning was like that. Did we just get a fresh skiff of snow the night before, freshen things up?
I'm not sure when the snow came, Paul, but there was.
I think we had some snow earlier, and maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, this was. This wasn't the first day, was it? This was November 4th, I think, that you.
Yeah. The first day it was like almost 80. Well, it was 70-something degrees.
Yeah.
The opening day that year.
Yeah, rained hard.
Oh, and then it turned around.
I think I was in Carhartts or something. Yeah.
Yeah, then it turns around and snows.
Yeah.
A couple days later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we go all morning and you start to get antsy. Like, I'm looking at the clock going, it's 9:30. I'm still in the truck. I've got nothing going on.
Yeah.
I'm chewing it. I can get pretty impatient. Yeah, and we get down. We're like, well, let's go check out this spot. And wasn't a whole lot of sign going in.
Nope.
But at the very end, ooh, that's a nice buck track.
Yeah, and there was lots of tracks in
going
there.
back and forth.
Yeah, going through those cuts, there was lots of tracks.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was just like a light had been turned on. It was like, man, we're in the game now.
Because originally, and this is how snow will get you going in the right direction real quick if you pay attention. So there was a lot of deer tracks going back and forth. And at first, my own feeling was I wanted to go looking down the road off to the right. But that was just where I wanted to go because there was a section of woods I kind of wanted to check out. But as I get going, there were deer tracks going back and forth, and I get a couple 100 yards up in there, and I'm like, okay, the freshest set of deer tracks. There's a nice buck, and then a doe that are going in the opposite direction.
Right.
Those were the freshest. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to follow these guys. And so we went out into that cut. And I was just staying with them, and more deer were kind of coming in and out. And and I said in the video, I'm like, gosh, I feel like I could see a deer here anytime.
Absolutely.
And I get up on that knoll, and it was about snack time. I'm like, I'm just going to sit down here for a second and have a snack. And you think, probably if I didn't stop there for a minute, I would have never saw the deer.
Yeah.
Because I was in just the right spot where I had a good vantage point and the sun was at my back and it reflected off his rack.
Yeah.
And if I'd stayed on them, I probably would have never have seen that buck.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't have sat down. So that was just a morning that you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
And yours was like that last year.
Yeah. Yeah. We had hunted, it was the 15th of November. We hunted, I tell people, hunted 11 days. I never saw a deer hair.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden.
And we were like, we're going to go in and totally ditch the area because we were seeing lots of deer sign where we were hunting.
Absolutely. Deer on camera.
And scrapes. That morning, I had a buck blow at me.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you jumped it.
Yeah.
And
I come across the scrape. It
was probably his scrape.
It was fresh. I mean, real fresh. Yeah. So.
And we were just like, well, let's go check this area out. Boom.
Yeah.
200 plus pound buck on the ground, just like that.
Yeah.
Just like you planned it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it, like I say, that it certainly is. Our hunts are fluid, and you never really.
That's awesome.
Never really sure exactly where you're going to end up. You start in one place, and if you're not seeing anything, you don't want to waste your time hunting in where there's no deer. I mean,
No, it's very freeing.
Yeah.
My game plan to hunt is to make sure I have free time to hunt.
You're in the woods.
And not have it get messed up.
Right.
That's
absolutely.
my focus.
Yeah, I mean, there's no substitute for that. You're right. You want to make good use of your time and have it quality time. But if you're sitting at home, you get zero chance of shooting a deer from home.
Yeah. So as I was thinking about that this morning, I was like, I spend a lot of time making sure things are in line. So nothing gets screwed up, or I'm not sitting there twiddling my thumbs one day trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
You get 4 more days to take care of your, I
got a few more things to clean up around the house here.
I got a few things I need to take care of that I don't want to be caught doing, middle of November, the 1st of November.
Lacey gave me a long lecture on the way out from the woods. She's like, now remember, before deer season, this, and this, and this, and this, whatever else was on her list has to be done. I'll try.
Yeah, I can't think of anything real. There's a few little things I need to take care of, but I can't think of anything real, major that I need to do that has to be done at that time.
Yeah.
So I guess if Mom's house sold and we had a closing or whatever, that might be a bit of a...
Oh, boys, you better have a plan in place for that.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't have a plan for that. If that happened, I might be at the mercy of...
oh, no.
Yeah.
You need to send out a memo. Don't they realize it's deer season?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the last thing that, when it comes to deer season, it's more of just the enjoyment of camp life.
Yeah,
I absolutely love everything about camp. It has little to do with shooting a deer. And... the story, when you come back from hunting all day and everyone hunts hard, everyone has a story. It doesn't, maybe someone missed one, or maybe someone comes back to camp without their socks on and crap on their suspenders.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen at deer camp.
No.
And that's...
Yeah, camaraderie of it, Paul, is... And I think of, that's why I enjoy a lot of those deer camp videos on YouTube, like Camp Benny.
Yeah.
Ben Consitis and stuff. He has a good deer camp, and there's a number of them that I watch that's probably a bigger part of it than the actual deer hunting. That I enjoy watching the group of guys and stuff.
Yeah. I can't believe it's almost here.
Yeah.
I mean, geez. Would you say 4 days?
Pardon me?
4 days?
Well, today's Monday, starts Saturday, so I'm figuring you get not counting today, you get 4 days left to take care of your chores.
Tie up everything. Everything tied up.
Yeah. And I can't, with me preparing in that regard, Paul, there's a few things I needed to buy. I was checking out my equipment. I bought a new pair. We've talked about that, wool pants and pair of gloves. I bought a pair of gloves. I bought a new Stormy Cromer hat.
Oh, did you really?
Should be here tomorrow. Yeah. The downside of those Stormy Cromer hats is they lose their brightness.
I've noticed yours is getting a little dull.
They're very dull. And that's my second one. This will be my third that I just got. So they tend not to stay that bright blaze orange.
Yeah.
So, I figured I better replace it. And I thought about, and people could maybe comment on this, the jet sled.
Oh, yeah.
I thought about ordering a jet sled, Paul.
I used one with mine.
You did. And a lot of people, I see on a lot of the videos, they use them a lot on bare ground and stuff. And maybe that would be something I could, I'd order.
You just want me to haul you around in the woods?
No, when you have to do that, I'll sit in the truck and... let you push them out.
Oh, yeah.
But
that already happens.
Maybe if somebody knows, give me a good idea for, what size jet sled you would use for a buck up here. And what they use, what a good durable brand is. I see there's Chappelle and, or Chapel or Chappelle or something like that. And Eagle Claw and, trying to think of the different brand names I've come across when I've looked online for jet sleds. I may well order one before, may not be here the first day, but somewhere in the season.
Yeah.
We've used them, like you say.
Oh, yeah.
We've used them. And
yeah, Doug had a brand new one.
Yeah.
He's like, here, take that. It worked great.
Yeah.
Buck barely fit in it.
Yeah, Otter is another one. That was one of the brands, Otter.
Good problem to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess just to reflect on, wrap this up, I think it's important to set goals for your deer season and set goals that are a little bit deeper than shooting a big buck.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more to deer hunting than just killing a big deer or killing any deer. Kind of sounds cliched, but it really is. Like, and as I mentioned, for me, it really is my therapy.
Mm.
There's just something about getting out in the woods in fall time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people echo the same thing. You'll hear people say it's like their nirvana. It's their, there's just something so great about it.
Yeah. And there's a lot of just so many little things, Paul, like, I just service on the outside chance that we have a winter where we have a lot of fall where we have a lot of snow and we can't get a vehicle around. We get a snow sled available. I've made sure that I've registered
contingency plan.
Pardon me?
There's your contingency plan.
Absolutely.
Right there. You're like, okay.
So that's what I've done.
If this happens,
I've changed the oil in the chain case and changed the oil and registered the sled and having that ready at the drop of a hat. Yeah. If we get in a situation where we can't get a vehicle around in the woods. So.
Yeah, like I said, that's me just planning for like, what are the possible things that are going to get in the way of me?
Yeah, because that's happened a number of years. We just talked about it where we couldn't. Driving in the woods wasn't a possibility.
Well, we've had years too, though, where there was enough snow to use snow sleds, and there were some areas we couldn't get into because the road was ditched out, and there was boulders down in the. Well, they'd taken the bridge out and put a bunch of boulders down in there.
Yeah.
You couldn't get a pickup down in there, but you could get snow sleds. Yeah. Which then allowed us access to a whole system of roads in this area that you couldn't walk in there.
Nope.
You'd spend all day
walking in
to get in, and you'd have to turn around and walk out.
Yeah, you're right. And we were successful. We killed deer.
We had a great
and aren't those good memories with the snow sleds with the tote sled on the back with 2 deer on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great day.
$2 on it.
That was the last day of the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't get trucks in, but we had snow sleds.
Yeah.
You guys had planned for that. I don't think there was much snow here at home.
Yeah.
But someone had told us up at camp there was like 6 inches, 8 inches or whatever.
Yeah. And you're right. That's the only way you could get in there.
Yeah.
Was by snow sled.
So we kept them parked on the opposite side of the brook.
Yeah, left them right there.
Would go over, get on them in the morning. Be a cold ride in the morning.
It would.
There were some mornings there.
Yeah, yeah.
I was on the back of that sled.
That's one of those things, that you had to endure to do what you wanted to do and go beyond what somebody else is willing to do, and
see, that was an area that there was no other way in there.
Right.
But that one road.
Yeah.
And so once you get in there, there was a whole system of roads.
Yeah.
That you basically had your own kingdom.
Yeah, your own playground out there.
And it was almost like there was just endless possibilities to go.
Yeah.
And you were committed for the day, though. There was no running back out to the truck.
To get warmed up or whatever,
No long ride in, even on a snow sled.
Yeah.
To get into where we wanted to hunt. And it worked out good.
Yeah, it did.
Worked out good.
It did.
I think Dale that week, he ended up shooting a small buck, but I think he saw some nice bucks.
Yeah.
That particular week.
Yeah, I know that Dale shot that day, he and I both shot bucks. Yeah.
Not far away from each other either.
No, not far at all.
No,
not far at all. So, as the crow flies, not far at all.
Yeah. Yeah. That was when he shot it in the road. And we were walking up, and you could see in the road where that thing just spun around.
Yeah.
And he said I think he was trying to get another one into it. He's like, my God. He's like spinning just like a top.
Yeah.
Going around and around and around. on the snow. Yeah, those were good trips. So many more to come.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Hope everyone has a successful season.
Yeah.
Safe season.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
Hoping for some snow.
We have no control over those things. You control the controllables. There's things we don't have control over.
The kids. Yeah. I was just like a little kid at Christmas. One of them got a hold of Lacey's phone. And I hear Lydia go, there's going to be snow on Monday. I think it's November 3rd.
Yeah.
So it'd be the first full day of deer season where residents and non-residents can hunt. And I was like, whoa. You said there's snow?
Yeah.
So they're excited for Christmas-like stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let me see.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because
that's our Christmas.
Yeah.
The deer hunting. Yeah.
And Lacey's going, oh, no, not snow. And at the time they were calling for like 1 or 2 inches during the night, but I think it's since changed.
Yeah.
But I was just as excited as they were that they were calling for snow on November 3rd. Just like a little kid.
Yeah.
The only time you're going to see me begging for snow.
Yeah. It can all go away after muzzle loading.
Come the end of December.
Yeah.
I'll take a green Christmas for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the game plan.
Yeah. Don't
let my season get buggered up.
Yeah.
I'm going to do everything I can to account for anything that can mess it up.
Yeah.
And then let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
Once we get going.
I was just talking to your cousin Hunter Bowyer.
Oh, no kidding. He commented on a video.
Yeah, he was telling me that. He watches it. He's a great young man with a young family and stuff and has a passion for deer hunting. He loves it, Paul. A beautiful young family. He and his wife Marissa. Anyway, he was talking to me. He just he was given a Remington pump 760. I think he said he checked it, the serial number was 1979.
Okay.
Yeah, I asked him. I said, "Well, was it in good shape, Hunter?" He says, "Yeah, it was in really good shape." I said, "What'd you pay for it?" He said, "The guy gave it to me."
No way.
Yeah, he said an older lady or gentleman down the road, they gave it to him.
No kidding.
I said, well, you hang on to that.
What caliber was it?
308.
Nice.
Yeah, and I said, well, I like that, Hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter is a huge kid. He's a big boy, strong as an ox. And but I told him I like the 308. Doesn't kick quite as much. That wouldn't be a concern for Hunter.
No, he's a big boy.
He is. He's rugged, Paul. You haven't. He's a rugged kid into the powerlifting and stuff. And
well, the comment he'd left basically had said, he missed those days at camp. He was too young.
Yeah.
So he just heard the stories of Jody coming back. And he never got to really experience that whole thing.
Yeah, he's a wonderful young man.
Yeah.
Hunter is. So I thought I'd throw that in there.
I hope he keeps at it.
Yeah. He will. Oh, Hunter's got a passion for it.
Good deal.
And he's got 2 young kids. I mean, they're too young to hunt, but there's a day they'll be tagging along, and he's a good dad. He'll be taking them.
Good deal. So. All righty. Well, I'm excited.
Yeah,
it's gonna go by way too fast.
Yeah, I've gone through my pack and stuff, and kind of.
I'm doing that.
I thought I was weeding out, and I got more stuff in there now, Paul.
No, come on! You're always telling everyone how as I get older, I get less and less.
Yeah, I try to go less and minimize the equipment, but I looked at it there, man, I got it stuffed right full.
Yeah, I got to shoot my rifle.
Yeah, I've done that. I've sighted my rifle in, so
I'll shoot it the next day or two.
Yeah.
So anything else to add? Did we miss anything?
No, just yeah.
Can't believe it's here.
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck?
Yeah. Let the games begin.
That's right. Let the fun begin.
Let the fun begin.
Yeah. And everything else is icing on the cake.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess until next time, get outside.
It's good for the soul.
See ya.